All right, here we got Drake Copeland, Lawson Priest. We're at our showcase site here in Crawfordsville, Arkansas. We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about cotton. And weed control in cotton can be difficult. You're talking about a crop in this scenario is planted 38 inches wide, right? So with other things going on with the vacatur of dicamba labels, there's other ways we have to manage weeds. And I'm going to let Lawson talk about one of our opportunities that we have with Anthem Flex herbicide.
We're really struggling with some of our Group 15 chemistry, and cotton's going to be a long season crop to control weeds in, right? It's going to take a long time for that crop to canopy. We've got to overlay residuals multiple times through the growing season. And with the struggles of the Group 15s, the duals, the outlooks, the warrants in cotton, we really need new options to keep palmer and grass from coming up. And we've got an opportunity to put Anthem Flex on fertilizer, dry fertilizer, and spread it over the top of cotton. And really take our residual weed control to the next level. And we've started doing this. There's retailers that have adopted putting herbicides on fertilizer like Anthem Flex, got this out commercially. It's pretty exciting opportunity to use a longer lasting, better Group 15 herbicide in cotton. So some of the watch outs on using Anthem Flex impregnated dry fertilizer in cotton is we really want to have at least one true leaf on the cotton plant before we spread that fertilizer. We want to make sure we're using at least 200 pounds, optimum's 250 pounds of fertilizer, and that's to achieve uniform coverage of the ground. Make sure that we're putting a blanket of Anthem Flex out that it keeps weeds from coming up. And then other than that, making sure the cotton is not wet when we're putting out the fertilizer. So if the cotton's wet, those fertilizer prills can stick. We can see some response. So we want to have dry cotton, at least 200 pounds of dry fertilizer, and a retailer that's going to coat that herbicide on the fertilizer uniformly. But that's going to give us a much longer lasting residual option for grass and pigweed in cotton, and it's really performed great so far.
So Lawson, one question just for cotton folks. How would we utilize it in the program? Because a lot of times we'll come out with Cotaran, Diuron, we'll have something down pre. What's a ideal program look like for Impreg Anthem Flex?
Yeah, and there's people using it different ways, right? But we got to start with the foundational pre. In this scenario, I came in with 16 ounces of brake, 16 ounces of Cotaran pre. Of course, started clean, used Gramoxone and Roundup to burn down any weeds. Now we're sitting here at cotyledon, pushing one leaf on cotton. This would be the time I would start thinking about putting out my first shot of nitrogen. And if you have 200, 250 pounds going out on your first fertilizer application, I really like it early more than late because it's easier to get ahead of it than try to clean it up when you get behind. So I want it as early as possible after we get one first true leaf in cotton. And then through the rest of the season, you're going to be leaning on your post products with other residuals.
Yeah, and that makes sense because the pre's you talked about, you put them out and you think you get 21, 28 days, you're probably going to have stuff starting to break, and getting Anthem Flex out on this fertilizer, that sounds like a great recommendation to get residual down, hopefully get the canopy closure, and of course people may start running lay-by rigs towards the end of the season. But check out anything on Anthem Flex. You can go to our website. There's a lot of information about this new cotton impregnation application. Again, that is ag.fmc.com. And there's a lot of other information about cotton and our other portfolio products, specifically our insecticides, etc., that you can look at if you're a cotton grower. So appreciate you watching the video, and good luck in 2025.